Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Holly Hamilton, the Director of Meteorology at the Turks and Caicos Islands Airports Authority, Turks and Caicos Islands National Weather Service, coming to you today with the tropical weather briefing on Friday, August 23rd, which will be valid through next Friday, August 30th. So taking a look at the surface analysis of the region, we see a couple of main features here impacting the weather pattern in the region. First off, we have a high pressure sitting in the Atlantic, and then there's two tropical waves, one here crossing the Western Caribbean and another in the Central Atlantic. So if we take a look at the satellite imagery, we can see right off the bat the tropical wave here that's located over Cuba, the central to the northern Bahamas. It's helping to generate some showers and thunderstorm activity over that area, and that's being enhanced further with an upper level trough that it's coming off the eastern U.S. or located here over the eastern U.S. There's also a stationary front here coming off the eastern U.S. that's generating some convection, so shower and rainfall activity there off the coast. And then for pretty much the rest of the region, it's pretty quiet with that high pressure sitting here again in that northern Atlantic. That will be driving and supporting moderate to fresh easterly trade winds across the area, especially the Turks and Caicos Islands. So taking a look at our tropical weather outlook, we have the 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook here, and it remains pretty quiet. In the region, there is no tropical cyclone formation expected during the next 7 days. So just taking a look at what we can expect going into next week. So with our 24-hour forecast, we're looking at the winds and waves here. And I'll also talk a little bit about the weather, but looking into next week, there's not much going on in terms of significant weather. So with that high pressure sitting in the Atlantic, we have a broad subtropical ridge across the area. Right here where my laser pointer is where the Turks and Caicos Islands is located. We have that tropical wave continuing to move westward. So now we see it more over the central Cuba. And yeah, we continue to see moderate to fresh easterly winds blowing across the area. Wave heights we can expect to be 4 to 6 feet here in the tropical Atlantic. Again, Turks and Caicos is located right here where my laser pointer is located. So that's looking at Saturday, 12 UTC, going into 2 days, 48 hours. So looking at Sunday, August 25th, we still have that weak ridging pattern, and then moderate to fresh winds blowing across the area. Wave heights again about 4 to 6 feet. Then we'll see the winds and seas subside going into 72 hours. So this is the beginning of next week on Monday. Winds will start dropping down to say maybe 10 to 15 knots. So gentle to moderate winds, still in an easterly direction. And the seas will drop down to 3 to 5 feet. And then you can see along the southern coastlines, especially the Turks and Caicos Islands, you can see it better here along the Bahama Archipelago. You see even lesser wave heights, so on the range of 1 to 3 feet. And that's in the more shallower banks. Going into 4 days now, the 96-hour forecast. So this is Tuesday. We see the winds again continuing to decrease, and the seas as well. So gentle winds and then seas of 2 to 4 feet. And this trend will continue going into next week. We see here Wednesday, this is 5 days. As that high pressure remains dominant for the rest of the week, and the pressure gradients weaken across the area. we'll see the winds and seas subside going into Thursday and Friday as well. I don't have graphics for those days, but that was the trend going into the end of the week. No significant weather, being that it's a high pressure ridging across the area. We can expect fair weather conditions, possibly some isolated showers here and there. Mostly in the beginning of the week, I would think, with that tropical wave that we saw over the central Atlantic crossing over the area. But at best, an accumulation of an inch of rainfall over the next week, so very little. And that is it for the tropical weather briefing. The next briefing will be on Friday, August 30th at 1 p.m. So stay tuned to our social media platforms and also subscribe to our WhatsApp broadcast channel so that you can receive the local weather updates within the week. We publish a weather forecast, public weather forecast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But as I said within this briefing, we're expecting pretty quiet weather in the region and for the Turks and Caicos Islands through the next week. But stay tuned in case anything pops up. So with that, I wish you a pleasant weekend and thank you.